So how's everybody doing, man? How's everybody? Everybody ready for the weekend? You ready to do the weekend thing? What's up? I'm gonna open up the floor tonight, man. We're gonna have a conversation like we always do. You know, I called the Tim Black Show, but man, I might have to call it the Tim Black Conversation. Tonight's the Tim Black Conversation. Don't worry, I got some clips if we really get caught up. I mean, I could go through those, but I just want to chop it up with y'all a little bit, you know? And you know, I got some news items. I do. And it is what it is. Sherry Covington, how you doing? OG in the building. Crumb in the house. And look, man, somebody said Tim Black, Zen Soulful. Did I get you yet? I don't know if I got you yet. I got you. Look, man. But go ahead and go to bed, man. Ebony got it. If she won't throw the haters out quick enough, I'll help her out. I'll throw a couple of them out for her. It's all good, man. It's all good. I want to clear some things up with people, man, because people tripping. All right. Oh, man. I want to talk to people about this boycott thing. I want to talk to people about this boycott the African braid shops and why I support it. There was nothing wrong. I support boycotting the African braid shops. You could have told me, real talk, guys, you could have said, hey, can we boycott Ben & Jerry's? Well, actually, I know them, so let's not use them. They've been on this show before, right? Let's say if you said, let's boycott McDonald's. I'd be like, okay. I support that. Let's start eating our food at local shops, at mom and pop shops. Let's buy food from mom and pop shops. Let's stop going to big chains or whatever have you, right? Let's say you said that. I would support that. If you said Tim Black, instead of going with I don't know, let's go find some local designers, some local fashion makers, some new people starting off with their own little fashion lines. Let's not everybody buy something from a local shop. Let's not go with a big name brand. Let's go with a startup brand by people that's launching their own thing. I would support that. I would promote that. I don't think people understand it. I do not hate Africans. I do not dislike, I don't even dislike, how am I dislike people from a continent that I don't know? Y'all got me twisted, y'all. I want to be clear, man. Let me be clear with you. I'm advocating for Black Americans to grow their businesses within their communities. I would support any way to do that. I would support, I would support any way in doing that. But the hair industry is so lucrative. Torrin Walker, my brother Torrin Walker at Torrin Walker at torrinwalker.com. He cited the number, it was like $90 billion a year. Black Americans spend $90 billion a year on hair. When you hear a number that big, hold on, let me make sure I got this right, John. Because I got my notes from my earlier live stream. It was so big I wrote it down. I'm sorry. Not 90. 9.4 billion. I'm sorry. $9.4 billion a year on hair. 9, not 90. 9.4 billion. Still a whole lot of money. A whole lot of money. Fam, if that $9.4 billion were to circulate within our community, that would be great. That would be amazing. I feel like this. Anybody who doesn't want us to spend our money within our community doesn't care about our community. And that's the bottom line of it. Because nobody says that to Asian folks who spend their money within their community. Nobody has a problem with Jewish folks. No one says, when was the last time some Asian folks traveled across town to go to a black business? I'm just asking. Do you think they do that a lot? Does anyone call them racist? Does anyone say they hate black people? Guess why they don't, No, they don't. But see, when I say it, or when we say we need to focus on doing this, here's the bottom line. Here's the cheat code, guys. Everybody likes to take our money, but nobody wants to respect us. Everybody wants us to spend our money with them, but they don't want to spend their money with us. Why didn't the African community say, you know what, the braiding community, didn't they say, you know what, we should go spend money with black American small businesses? They seem to be upset because they're trying to grow and they're having problems. Let's show them we care about them by spending our money with them. But no, see, here's the thing, guys. They'll get upset. People will get upset and defend it. They'll get upset and defend. They think they're defending African businesses by getting upset that we would say we want to keep our money within our community. We need to. There are other ways we could do it too. What are some other ways we could do it? What are other ways that we could keep money within our community? I'm down for that too. But I don't know another industry, besides clothes maybe, that we're spending money that we could find an alternative source and spend that money with ourselves. Doing hair is something black American women know how to do. Why aren't we spending that money with black American women who in turn can use that money within their families instead of spending that money with another group outside of the black community? I'm just saying. I don't know why this is a problem, but it is a problem. Why is it when people want to focus on black Americans, all of a sudden we're called haters and racist? First of all, saying you want to spend money with your own group of people because you're on the bottom group of people that have been spending money with. Once again, if black Americans were doing fantastic, this would not be an issue. If black Americans were doing fantastic and money was circulating within our community and the African folks were coming to black communities and spending money with us, maybe this wouldn't be an issue. But name another industry, because I saw someone made a comment, oh, you old ninjas. Of all the things you want to boycott that. Oh my God. It's almost $10 billion spent every year coming out of our community. Name another industry where we could get back $10 billion. But see, the guy who said it was young. He hadn't done the math, and he wouldn't have any suggestions. We don't spend it on music. Nobody spends money on music anymore. What are we spending $10 billion on? I don't know. But whatever it is, we need to seriously consider spending it back with our community. Not out of hate. And once again, I don't understand why it's got to be considered hate. And I know there's a lot of stuff said on the internet. It's a lot of heat. And I know I can get amped and I can talk too. I ain't no choir boy. I can get up there and talk. I could roast people, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, why would I hate somebody I don't know who hasn't done anything to me? It's not based in hate, man. This is survival. So I wanted to open the show up just trying to express, not explain, but express. We're talking about damn near $10 billion coming out of our community, going to another community that are spending that money outside our community. Am I wrong? Are they coming back and buying soul food from us? I'm just asking. Are they taking the hair braid money and coming back and getting their cars fixed with black body shops or black auto repairs shops? Are they then turning around and going to black hair barbers and having their kids and their sons haircut at black American barbers? Is that what's going on? Or are they going to do their thing and see you, thank you for the money, and they go do their thing? I'm just saying. The carryout is always in our neighborhoods. We got a lot of Asian carryouts in the black neighborhood. Nothing I'm saying is new, man. There are hundreds of thousands of Asian carryouts in the black neighborhoods. Are those Asian carryouts taking the money they make from us and then going to a black barbershop getting a haircut? Are they then taking the money and going to a black restaurant and spending their money? Are they then hiring black consultants? And once again, if we're people doing so well financially and we're in such great position, this wouldn't even be a conversation. You wouldn't even care. You know, people become concerned. People tend not to be concerned about finances when finances are going fantastic. The sheer idea that we have to consider these things show that there's an issue, there's a lack. I'm not doing this to explain to people because it doesn't need explanation. You make decisions with your money every day where you shop at. No one comes to you and makes you justify why you shop or place you shop and what's wrong with you not shopping somewhere else. Maybe you don't see the money that you spend at a particular restaurant, salon, nightclub, whatever. Maybe you don't see that as empowering someone, but when you multiply you by 1 million other people, when you multiply you by 40 million other people or 20 million other people, think about the numbers we're talking about. We're talking about $10 billion a year. I'm just saying. So, I don't know. It's just, I'm not so concerned with other groups of people who are critical of it, right? Who are critical of this idea that we want to buy black. This is more for black Americans who don't understand what the big idea is. And so I want to take the time for them to express it. For me, other people may have other motivations. My motivations do not come out of hate. My motivations are to advocate for black Americans to get off the bottom in a country we built for free, that we never got compensated for. It is only insult to injury that you would go through all of that, and then you can't even build businesses in that country that thrive. Your businesses aren't really thriving. So we have to make a commitment to spending our money and our resources within our communities. I'm not knocking the Italians for spending money with the Italians. Do they? I don't know. Are the Jewish Americans spending money with Jewish Americans or the Jewish folks? Or are my Chinese brothers and sisters spending money with the Chinese brothers and sisters? I'm just asking. According to everything I've been looking at in the data, it looks like they are. I mean, everybody goes to Walmart, but I'm talking about there are things that they don't get at Walmart that are within their community that they patronize. Just thought I'd try to say a little something, man. That's all, man. I say a little something, man. It ain't perfect. Katrina Prater says they're not spending money with us. I know they aren't. That's the point. You know what I'm saying, Katrina? And the fact that there are people pushing back and they're saying Tariq Nasheed. Man, I'm not doing this because of Tariq Nasheed. I don't know Tariq. I'm doing this because for all the reasons I just laid out. right? For the reasons I laid out. I ain't doing this to get behind Tariq Nasheed. That ain't got nothing to do with it. I don't care whose idea it was. I believe in the principle that we should spend our money within our communities if possible. It's not always going to be possible. So I suggested. So today doing a live stream, I said 3 things, y'all. Katrina, I said 3 things, fam. I had 3 points. Let me see if I can find those 3 points, man, real quick. Is this it? Here we go. Here goes the 3 points I shared with my audience. All right? Or with people that were watching the show. I said, this is 3 things we're going to do, man. And I'm not saying this is going to fix everything. Remember, guys, sometimes people want solutions, right? This would be what criticism I would get from time to time. Tim, all you do is complain. What are the solutions? Here go the solutions. Number 1, audit your wallet. Audit your wallet. For the next 30 days, when you're about to buy something, pause and say, can I find a black business that I could buy this from? Is there a black business that could provide this? If you just did that, that's something. That's more than most people do. Well, us, that's more than we usually do. Some of us, a portion of us, right? I don't know everybody. Hell, I don't hardly know anybody, to be honest. When you start looking at the grand scheme of things. But if all of us, if we said, you know what, hold on a second. Before I buy that, can I find that somewhere where a black person's selling it? I didn't say just go, Dana's amazing, but everybody can't do what Dana did tonight. Dana supported the show. Everybody can't do that. Some people, they got to be able to buy something, they get something for it. Now, hopefully Dana gets something from supporting the show. Maybe she gets the content, she appreciates the content, she wants to see it continue. Maybe she feels good supporting something that she cares about, somebody that she relies on, that she trusts, that she feels is providing a good service. But maybe for you, maybe you need to get something in return. Maybe that's who you are. And maybe that's your situation as well, right? So I'm not saying you got to go give. I said do business. Do business. So that's number 1. Number 2, build a circle. Follow, amplify, and support 5 Black American entrepreneurs or creators every week. Send somebody $1 or $2. That's it. $1, $2, super chat. You know how y'all do. There were people on Patreon I was Patreon. Like I was a Patreon of other creators. I've seen Irony, for instance, in a chat, and I just gave money. Like, $10, $20, $30, whatever. Because I value Irony's content. I saw Dwan B. Dwan was like, what? Yeah, I dropped like $20 or $30, something like that on his broadcast just because he just seemed like a genuine dude when he was talking. What he was talking about, it was about music, so I just did it. Like a couple weeks later, he returned the favor. And all I'm saying is we could just get into the habit of doing that more. It can make a difference. It won't solve everything, y'all. And the third thing, it won't solve everything, but it'll solve some things. It'll help. And if you help one person, you did something. It ain't gonna fix everything, but it's something. And number 3, you could join a buying club or a group investment fund or a community bank or credit union. Just look and see if there's a community credit union or a fund or something that you can become a part of. I'm not saying you'll find one. I'm saying, look, consider it. Look into it. And if you find it, join it. That's it. 3 things. You can do one of them. I'm not saying it's everything. I'm saying it's something. And people say, Tim Black, we need solutions. We need solutions. Okay, there go solutions. I don't care about that. Well, I can't do nothing with that then. I can't help you then. You say you want solutions, I give you solutions, and you go, shut up, Tim. You old, Tim. What do you know? All right, bro. I feel you. So you can deal with that. Some people truly don't want to be helped. Some people they just, you know what I'm saying? There's whatever you can do with it. But for those people that care, hopefully that information means something. $9.4 billion is enough money to do some things. It's a lot more. Look, we look at Shannon Sharpe, and how many people looked at Shannon Sharpe's situation and was like, he just had to pay this OnlyFans model $20 million. And you were like, oh my God, what's wrong with this guy? Right? $9.4 billion. Here goes the number. 90% of the money that we spend on hair care goes to groups 90% of the time outside of the Black community. 90% of the hair care related expenses, purchases that we pursue, and services that we pay for in a year, any given year, 90% of it goes to Africans and Asians. Now, here goes the question. What service or product are we providing Africans or Asians with where 90% of it is coming from us? I want somebody to answer that. I just told you, 90% of our hair care related stuff, we're spending that with somebody else. We're spending 90% of that money with someone else. It's with the Asians or with the Africans. What thing are they buying from us 90% of the time? See, everything's fine till you stop spending money. Everybody love you till you stop giving them money. If you got a problem, if they got a problem, anybody got a problem with what I'm saying here, that proves my point. Everybody like it till you stop spending money with them. Until you start saying, hold on, why am I paying for that? Now, video after 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 video, saying how Black Americans are stupid, we don't make sense, why are we doing that? We doing the work of the white man. How am I doing the work of the white man? Because I'm gonna spend money with you, but you ain't spending money with me. Weren't you doing the work of white supremacy the whole time? You weren't spending money with us? How is me starting to do what you already doing? Get this right, guys. These people are already not spending money with us. That's not white supremacy, though. But if we stop spending money with them, now we doing the work of white supremacists. See how they do us? They're as bad as the Democrats. Yeah, they're as bad as Democrats, man, because they're all using you. It's the same trickology. It's all tricknology, man. Think about what I'm saying. When we spend money with them, nobody says shit. No discount, no hookup, and they don't feel obligated to spend money back with us. When we stop spending money with them, they say, white supremacy got you and tricked you to not support us. What's tricking you not supporting me back?
What do you think a plant is? Maybe people don't understand the definitions of these words.
I like being right. I like making sense. You know, I like making basic sense. I'm not saying anybody's a bad person. I'm saying think for yourselves. Black people need to learn to say no more. I don't know what's going on, man. I'm trying to get into the conversations. But salute Tim Black and Wolfpack. Thank you, Quince Randolph, my brother. He put his daughter on the $30,000 limit. Perfect example right there. I don't know who that is. That's a pretty good limit. Is that Master P? Master P put his daughter on a no limit. Our people have to do good business. Once we do, we won't need anyone. Both of y'all do good work. Who, touring? You saw touring? Oh, academic. Yeah. Well, then, you know, we different. Lou Maldonado. Yeah, man. And just know, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm not gonna comment. I'm gonna keep it funky. Lou says, I'm not offended by people expressing themselves with conviction. That's all. Yeah, Don B is a real one. That's what I noticed. That is exactly what I noticed. And when you feel the genuineness of a person, you know what I'm saying? It makes you want to support them. That's all. That's all that is. It's just genuine. The genuine vibe means a lot. Well, look, folks, I got a couple videos. I don't want to just talk your ear off tonight. I put together a few clips on a Friday night for the Timberlake Wolfpack. You know what I'm saying? And maybe, you know, you get you up to speed on a couple things that happen. Y'all want to run those? Y'all good? Yeah, let's do that, man. Let's run these, man. Supreme says the boycott need to last about 5 to 10 years. I agree. It does. And we need to come up with other things to boycott. And we can boycott some other. I don't want it to feel like it's a vendetta against a certain group. Because to me, it's not. It's about doing sound business. Do smart business. That's all. Like I said, what I'm saying here tonight, there are a lot of other people already doing it from other ethnicities. They're not even talking about it in mixed company. It's the way they operate. It is in their culture. It's a part of how they were raised. It's a known mode of operation. It's how they move. All right, guys, let's get into it. Welcome back to the Tim Black Show. Let's
on deck with Tim Black.
Love me or hate me, I am not going anywhere, and you are not going to cancel me. I just needed a few days to step back, to breathe, to get my mind right. And over those few days, I received thousands and thousands of messages from people telling me, do not quit. How much I help and inspire them, including messages giving me a good kick in the ass that I needed to get back up. So I am not quitting, and I am done apologizing. I'm going to continue making videos calling out bullies, being a voice for the people that can't defend themselves, and making the gym community and the world a better place, as I have done for years.
Next.
So that guy sound like he got a head full of steam, man. He's, you know what I'm saying? He sounds very determined and committed to doing what he's been doing. And according to him, he's been saving the whales. And I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how good he is at his gym material. Maybe he's already helped some people learn how to, you know, grow their biceps and strength calves or what have you. And that's a damn good thing, Johnson. For health and for body image, it's a good thing. Here's the problem, though. He got in trouble because he did something about Hulk Hogan the day he died. He did something like a tribute or something. I think it was something he was dressed up like Hulk Hogan. He started talking about politics. And he split the room. See, politics splits the room. I know because I talk about politics. He started talking about politics. He started talking about race. He started talking about why he liked or had so much respect for Hulk Hogan. And he started minimizing other people's concerns about Hulk Hogan. Now, Hulk Hogan on a couple occasions, a few occasions, more than one, Hulk Hogan was caught using like the N-word and slurs and things of that nature, right? So there are Black Americans who don't like that. Yeah, I know, it's crazy, right? It's crazy that there are some Black Americans who don't like rich, old white guys using the N-word and talking about don't date Black people and stuff like, you know, this type of stuff. Particularly when they want you to watch them perform, watch them wrestle, or watch them, you know, do their thing, whatever they do. And this is somebody who's not, it's an entertainer. You don't need them in your life. You don't have to choose them. It's not like they're the milkman and you got to get milk delivered to the house. So there was no reason to deal with him, because if you didn't like what he said, you could just write him up like, I don't want to deal with the guy. I don't like what he said. I'm done with him. But this guy was defending it, minimizing how other people felt about it. Look, man, hey, a white guy with the muscles. If you don't give a shit what Hulk Hogan said, that's fine. Why can't you just couldn't keep it to yourself however you felt? You know there are going to be people that disagree with you based on how they feel. I bet if Hulk Hogan or if a Black wrestler said, forget white people and white people XYZ and don't you bring, and said some things, if you had an equivalent slur to the N-word for you, which you don't, I don't care what nobody say, the word cracker ain't as bad. You know it, I know it. But anyway, your opinion of how you feel about what some people would call hate speech against their people is different than the way those people might feel. For you to act like you are a hero because you're standing up to the woke mob who you poke them. No one said make a video about the guy that's controversial and then double down, but then make a video dismissing people's complaints. You're a public figure on a public page making money off people watching you publicly. Once you stepped into anything political or racial, you done cut the room in half. Maybe not in half. Maybe by doing this, you'll grow more of an audience. And here's another thing, brother. If you're going to talk about race and you are so old that you would call Black people colored people, should no Black people be watching you anyway? That's so disappointing, bruh. I saw young men and women, particularly young men. I saw young Black men who used to like your content. Very disappointed, like, damn, I like that guy, man. What are you doing calling Black people colored? These are younger Black people, young Black men who can't wrap their head around that they used to watch a guy who seemed like a cool guy, but at the end of the day, he ain't even sensitive enough about people to know calling Black people colored is like back in the 50s when we didn't even have rights and shit. That's how much you give a shit about black people, that you don't even know. That's not a way to describe black people that black people been comfortable with for 70 years, man. And you use it in a video dismissing their concerns or whatever their opinions are about Hulk Hogan and saying nobody's perfect. What he said 20 years ago ain't no big deal. Why y'all? You talk like you was related to him, but you weren't related to him. You're just a white guy. He white and you white. And you're defending him because you basically did the same shit. So take your video, take your people told me not to quit. Recognize, it's a lot of white boys lifting weights, and not all of them are dumb as you. Because you are literally a dumbbell. Just because you lift them doesn't mean you have to be one. And oh, by the way, anybody's dumb enough to use the word colored in 2025.
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Look.
Maybe you understand now that Trump corrected you. Your daddy Trump just corrected you. All right, next. What's wrong with people, man? What's wrong?
On deck with Tim Black.
Yeah, baby, I'm on them. I'm out. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hey, they took my passport. Man, like, damn, my passport? That's crazy, because I got another one, but you gotta have two. That was it. Yeah, I think I'm dumb.
Yeah. I think you're real dumb. Yeah, Gilbert, we think you're dumb, fam. Like, telling them that you got another passport, that's dumb too. Yeah, man, you real dumb. Dumb like bring a gun to practice. Dumb like pull it out. Dumb. Dumb like rent your house out to an Israeli mob guy. Yeah, dumb like soon as you get home, going on the internet, laughing and giggling and kikiing like a little schoolboy and bragging about you still got another passport. Dumb. If y'all don't know, man, we covered Gilbert Arenas. I didn't put out a separate video. Gilbert Arenas is a big-ass disappointment. He was a disappointment when he was a Wizard. He's disappointing now. He's even more disappointing in real life. It's like everything he does, he tries to kiki and make it a joke, whether it's breaking up with a woman or getting locked up by the feds, getting picked up by the feds. Like, everything is funny. It'd be different, Gilbert, if you were in your 20s, but when you're in your mid-40s, still acting dumb, still laughing at every dumb thing you do, bruh. Grow up. Just grow up. That's all. Just grow up. That's all. You know, the issue that they're talking about, the reason why he was picked up, guys, was because he was using his mansion as a casino, which is against the law. And, you know, and I'm sure everybody used to go to the casino house. There's probably all types of people went to the casino house. But one of the charges you got, Gilbert, that everybody else didn't have, because it's like 5 people, you got a special charge, and one of your charges is lying to the feds, which means You've been talking to the feds. Because if you lied to the feds, you had to talk to them first. Don't nobody get hit with lying to the feds without talking to them first. So you've been snitching all this time. Not only you been snitching, you've been getting caught in lies while snitching. I'm not going to wish you no bad luck on you. I'm just saying. Seems dumb. No, it's a little dumb, that's all. Maybe dumb's a harsh word. It seems unintelligent, ignorant, simple-minded, moronic, imbecilic. I don't even know if that's a word. It seems like a Gilbert Arenas thing to do. Capiche? All right. I don't know how long this video is. Let's see.
Woo, man, I'm just trying to tell you, don't get arrested and you got to use the restroom, man. I'm just trying to tell you, they don't.
Listen to this, Johnson. Gilbert got problems. Gilbert obviously has problems. I thought, what's the dude that took his jersey off and ran across the field? Anthony Brown, I think it was, AB. I know he got problems. Yeah, I can tell he got problems. He's slow. Him real slow. Gilbert's slow too. But Gilbert didn't get, he can't blame it on CTE. What's his problem? And he thinks, for some reason, he thinks this is like entertaining or something. Like this is, he think he like Bernie Mac or something. John Witherspoon.
They don't treat you right. Nah, but everybody was in there nice. Like, well, so what was crazy is the who arrested me, I played in basketball. he went to high school. I played him in high school, man. Oh, hey, what's up, G8? Hey, nothing, man. How you doing, Fred? I see you still get in trouble? Yeah, you know what it is.
Why is jail funny? Why is getting arrested funny? Why is the feds looking at you for 5 years? Why is that funny? You know what, man? If they throw the kitchen sink at him, they just threw the kitchen sink at him. You know what I'm saying? He a goofy. The man is a goofball.
Serious. I was like, yeah, this is Fred. Just be honest, man. This is the only time you actually stopped me, brother. This is the best deed you done had ever since we was little. That's crazy. Kwame put something on the grill. Yeah, I bet he did cook and celebrate. Probably mad that I got out. Hey, I don't know if he know. I'm the only one that bailed out. Everybody's still there. They not letting them go.
Yeah, they ain't snitch.
He didn't speak. Okay, he did speak English because I heard him speaking English. But he did. I don't speak. So they gave him a translator. The translator said, "Yeah, you're not gonna bond out today. Probably next week." He's like, "Oh, it's okay. It's okay." Hey, what about me? Where's my lawyer? Tell my lawyer. What do you mean? It's okay. No, it's not okay. I don't know what you're used to, but I'm not used to this right here.
All right, guys, let's keep it moving. Let's go to Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris is back in the news today. Well, yesterday she did an interview. She went on the Stephen Colbert show. Stephen Colbert, we know he's going away soon. But she was on there talking again, and she's reminding everybody, pew, pew, that we dodged the bullet, y'all. Yeah, we dodged the bullet.
With Tim Black.
Former Vice President Kamala Harris, the last Democratic nominee for president, appeared with Stephen Colbert for her first extensive interview since losing the election. It comes after her announcement that she will not run for governor of California. She did leave the door open for something, say, in 2028.
I'm hearing like you don't want to be part of the fight anymore.
No, oh, absolutely not. I am always going to be part of the fight.
Okay.
That is not going to change. I am absolutely going to be part of the fight.
Yeah.
All right, CNN chief media analyst Brian Stelter is here with us now. All right, Brian, you stayed up late, you watched. What came out of this interview?
You know, guys, I wish they would articulate what that means. I'm going to be a part of the fight. Like I can tell you, I can articulate to you what my fight is. You know, I can be clear. I can say, hey, I'm fighting to get black people off the bottom of the bottom here in the United States. I feel like we deserve advocacy that gets us up out of the bottom. There is no reason why black Americans that people should be leapfrogging over us as they come into this country when we built this country. We were the engine that ran, that powered this country into being a superpower. Most powerful, richest country in the world. We helped build it. There's no reason why other groups get to take more advantage of that and benefit more from that than us. So I'm real clear about what I mean by fight. These Democrats talk about fighting. What they be talking about fighting? Fighting in what way? I'm in the fight. What fight? And as for you having an announcement, her announcement was she wasn't going to run for governor. Here goes an announcement. She wasn't going to win if she did run. That's an announcement. Yeah, call me psychic. Because it will require people to vote for her, which they will not. Not even in her home state.
Yes, and number one, she did address her reasoning not to run for governor in California. In some ways, it reminded me of what we used to hear from Republicans like Donald Trump for many years, that the institutions are broken, the systems are broken, America is breaking down. Here is what Harris said in that same vein to Colbert.
Why is it then when we think we want to improve a system or change it?
I could go another 10 years without seeing this shit. You know? I could go 10 more years without seeing this shit. I really could, man. I really could. When I see, unless you're carrying a box of gifts, I see you doing this shit, I'm just gonna smack your hands. Have a box in your hand when you do this shit. Because only two morons do it. Kamala Harris and Hakeem Jeffries, both horrible speakers, both word salad like a mother, and offering us diddly.
That we're always on the outside on bended knee or trying to break down the door. Shouldn't we also be inside the system? Recently, I made the decision that for now, I don't want to go back in the system. I think it's broken.
You are part of the breakage. You were the right hand swinging the hammer that broke shit. How dumb is this, man? How dumb are Americans? How dumb are Democratic Americans? How dumb are people that voted for the Bidens? Joe Biden or Kamala Harris? Think about it. She said she don't want to go back into politics because the system's broken. She broke it. Yeah, you broke it. So now you're telling me California's broken? You were the attorney general and a senator from there. You didn't have help breaking that shit too? I'm just saying, Johnson. It sort of reminds me of Obama's complaining on their podcast about the state of America. You were just president. Why didn't you fix it? Oh, that's great. be president for 8 years, come out for 4, and then say, God, America's really gone to hell. You were just He-Man, part of the He-Man Woman Haters Club. You were just the king of the He-Man Woman Haters Club. And what do? You come right back out, and then you shit on it and say, oh, what are we going to do? God, nothing to do here. America's so screwed up. It's horrible. It's horrible. It's so corrupted, stupid. And Democrats need to fight harder and stop being cowards. And now we got Kamala Harris saying the system's so broken she couldn't be bothered to do anything with it. You were the one we left it with. Can you imagine that? Like you're loaning somebody your lawnmower. They give it back to you and 2 wheels are gone. It won't start. The handle's broke. 3 bolts are missing in the front. And you're like, hey, here goes your lawnmower, Tim. What the fuck happened to it? I don't know. It's too broke. See ya. You were the one who were running the lawnmower. You had the lawnmower. It was in your possession. You were the one we loaned it to. You were the person driving it. It was your job. Yo, this is what I'm saying, man. We got some morons. Look, it's bad. We got Trump. Trump said he wouldn't take us to wars. He took us to wars. He's funding more wars. Trump said he released the Epstein files. He ain't gonna release them. Look what I'm saying. Look. They're all liars. They're all liars. And now, these people are looking at this weird guy from New York going, maybe he'll be different. No, he'll just walk in and pick up his money and walk out, dumb. What is wrong with... It's policy, not people. It's people over policy. I'm sorry. It's policy over the people. You know what I'm saying? Over the personalities, over their feelings, over the parties, over... Next question, please. I can't stand this guy. I don't know what he did. I don't know who he gave. I don't know whose children he's fathering or birthing, or I don't know what this guy did. I don't know how this guy got a job back. He sucked before. He sucks again. What is he doing? Like, how?
Say about last year's campaign.
Yeah, she got her friends to buy it. Probably bought it with her campaign money. The $2 billion, she probably had a couple $100,000 left over. Maybe she didn't launder all of it. Maybe she has a little few bucks stored away so it can hit the top of the charts. Sucker.
As for last year's campaign, Colbert set her up to say, I told you so, saying that her claims about Trump on the campaign trail have turned out to be true this year. Of course, that was a softball question. Here's how Harris hit it out of the park.
You said he would prosecute his political enemies. He would cut Medicaid, Medicare. He would ignore court orders. He would alienate our allies. He would give massive tax cuts to the rich.
You are correct that I did predict a lot of it.
Did you predict he was going to deport, people? Did you predict that the economy would get better? Did you predict that Joe Biden was Bernie's weekend at Bernie's level? Did you predict that? Did you predict? Yeah, I don't think you predicted everything, Johnson. Yeah, you didn't predict that. Did you predict you were going to get your ass kicked and handed to you? No, you didn't predict that. Yeah, see, there are some predictions you missed that were vitally important. Colbert didn't predict them either.
But, Stephen, what I did not predict was the capitulation.
You know, speaking of capitulation, that's what I call a party that picks a nominee without having a primary and then gets mad when nobody wants her. Yeah, I call that capitulating to one of the most least liked vice presidents. No, the least liked since they've been polling. Yeah. The Democrats are polling worse than they've ever polled. You do realize this. And you're a Democrat. You're talking as if the Democrats sucking isn't because of you. Though you were in office 4 years and you just ran for president and you were the last nominee. And you're talking like it's not you. You're like the person that just got through eating a hot dog contest and ate a 3-pound, 5-pound thing of beans, who just lets one rip and pretends it wasn't them who did it. You're acting like you just dealt it, but couldn't smelt it. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm not making any sense to you. She's acting above it when she is it. She's all of it. How you gonna act above it when it was you? Why are you talking as if it wasn't you? Man, folks, I don't know, man.
Interesting comment there from Harris. She went on to say, quote, I think there are a lot of people who think they are riding out the storm, meaning the Trump presidency, as an excuse to be feckless. Harris talking about capitulation, probably referring to universities and big law firms and media companies, although she didn't really elaborate in that answer. In some ways, the media...
You know, they were being feckless when they didn't run somebody else, when they didn't hold a primary. They should have pushed back and not let Biden appoint suggest whatever this was
the message. Choosing Colbert for her first interview was the message. CBS recently canceled that show due to financial pressures, but lots of Colbert fans think it was also for political reasons relating to Colbert's outspoken criticism of Trump. So Harris choosing Colbert for the first interview, certainly telling in its own way, John.
Absolutely. A lot of
it's telling that she can't do a decent interview with anybody who would ask her anything of substance. Because we all know how that went. Last time she did that, she got them sued. Yeah, she left out them doctoring her interview, which brought on a lawsuit. She left that part out. Ironic, and Colbert didn't bring it up, did he? Did Colbert ask her about the 60-minute interview that started the lawsuits because they tried to save her because she started word saladating on a question, I think it was about Israel? She just ran around aimlessly saying things that made no damn sense. Like she typically does when the thing in her ear doesn't work anymore. Damn it, Johnson. And the Democrats, I hope the Democrats elect her again. As much of a liar as Trump has been, I still can't stand Kamala Harris. She sucks. And we all know it, and they all pretend she's good. That's the worst thing about it, man. You look at it, there's nothing she can hang her hat on. She had one job, border czar. The cheeks don't even touch. Just bad, horrible, runny farts. And then she comes out and she talks like it's not her. Like she wasn't a part of a failing administration. ran a horrible campaign, blew a whole. How you spend $2 billion in 100 days? Maybe that should have been your book. It should have been how to blow $2 billion in 107 days and still get my ass kicked. Why come that can't be the question? But see, Colbert, he is nothing. He's a hack. I'm glad he's getting canceled. These are great jokes and great bits and a great question to ask her. Did you even consider naming your book that? That'd have been a better title.
About positioning here, and any time a politician doesn't rule something out, it's very much in. I will say that. Brian Stelter, nice to see you this morning. Thank you.
I think the obvious question everyone has, I don't know who wants to take this, is she running? We're already starting with the is he or she running type question.
Away, I hope. I hope she is running away, Johnson. Let's get off this. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I didn't know it was going to go into double extra innings. Damn it, Johnson. Okay, here we go.
Popular and it's not happy with, and running for president in 2028, she's going to have to toe that line.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
Okay, guys, so, yesterday we touched on the story of the Cincinnati brawl. We had a conversation about that, and I got a video that's doing pretty good for, for the current Tim Black with the current algorithm. So that's something, and I said, they started it. We're just doing pretty good. Go check it out on my YouTube channel. I'm getting hate, but that's good because that's what the algorithm likes, hate. Yeah, if you put out content and no one's mad at you, you probably didn't go far enough, because it's politics. If you really say something, some people are gonna be mad at you. So anyway, so that's it. So this is a press conference in regards to the Cincinnati brawl, folks. So let's check this out and continue that conversation because hate is good for business.
For those who want to politicize it, the J.D. Vances and the Vivek Ramaswamys and the Bernie Marinos and the Christopher Smithermans and many others who want to politicize it, they have not yet said something that I always hear when a black person, say, runs from the police and then is met with disproportionate force, sometimes ending their life. What we hear is, well, why did they run? Why didn't they just comply? We hear that every time. But I've yet to hear anybody say, why didn't he just walk away? So let me back up so you understand this. Two combatants, one black, one white. A black man steps in, breaks it up. The white guy re-engages, slaps, not the black man that he had just squared up with, but slaps another black man. And nobody's asking, why didn't he just walk away? And
he'll never answer that question because it's white guys and black guys. They never ask that question because whatever the answer is, they act like it's not pertinent. Yeah, it's not pertinent to them because they got beat up. Now, I said the same thing, like, why didn't Daniel Penny have a duty not to strangle a guy to death? Well, he was talking reckless. Why did he just stop talking reckless? Oh, see, when it's a black person, there is no room for error in anything they did not do to prevent their own death or whatever is a talking point that some conservatives will latch onto. But when it's the same situation, when it's a different situation, but a white person could have did something to prevent their own demise or pain or injury, no one says it. All of a sudden, they're incapable of that. They don't even entertain the idea that the Russian dude who ain't even an American citizen, this is how bad it is. To those people, they don't give a damn that these are black Americans and these are Russian nationals. They don't care. They see white. And the other thing, in all the smoke that Vivek and J.D. Vance are doing, the Democrats should be very happy because they are undoing any goodwill that was done by the Trump administration or any mileage the Trump administration was making with black Americans. They are undoing it right now. J.D. Vance is undoing it right now. Vivek Ramaswamy, undoing it right now. You know, Kyle Rittenhouse defended himself. He killed he killed a dude. He shot a couple people. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, here's what he had to do. You know, the Russian dude did not have to start a fight with a bunch of black people. He just didn't. That's dumb. And we know what happens when you do that. When you start a fight with a group of people, you tend to get your ass beat. That's just what happens, man. It happens no matter what color you are. You could come into a game. You could all be black guys. I remember when I went to Baltimore, when the Baltimore Ravens had just won the Super Bowl. And I'm from D.C. Me and a friend of mine, we came to watch the game, and we were talking smack, and we had to get the hell out of there. They were all black, and they was about to beat my ass, beat our asses. They about to jump us. We had to get up out of there. Because we were in a place we're not from, talking about some shit nobody there wanted to hear. You understand what I'm saying? So it was time to exit, stage left. And it wasn't race. It was you better race to your car. You understand what I'm saying? So anyway, back to this. Fun times.
So when I see, and I don't know who else the chief is looking for or CPD is looking for, but when I see the mugshots, I only see people who look like me. I don't see the person who re-engaged, slapped not the initial person, but slapped another black man. So I don't see the slapper's mugshot. And so sadly, I have to agree with those who are politicizing this and racializing this. I have to agree with the Smithermans, the Ramaswamys, the Marinos, Corey Bowman. This is racial because it is unequal justice. And so until we see all the mugshots, this is still a racial issue. So let me say again to those in Cincinnati, it's Friday night, and we know people like to go out on Friday night. Here's what I would ask. Because of what happened this past weekend, we don't want to see it happen again. Drink responsibly, take care of one another, and everybody get home safe. God bless you.
Thank you, Pastor. I'm truly grateful for the outpouring from every sector of our city here today and over this past week. It has been a challenging time.
Ohio's next governor, Vivek Ramaswamy, joins me now. You think the mainstream media is going to cover this one?
Well, of course they're not, Jesse. But here's the thing about these stories. I'm glad the truth is now coming out. Belatedly, though. And here's the problem with that. The story is just confusing. People
and then just drive off. Because one guy was out on bond. By the time you learn more about it, in Cincinnati, you know, it doesn't get a lot of coverage. And then by the time you learn more about it, you know, these guys are getting off on $400 bail. A couple of the guys had long rap sheets, felony charges. One guy was out on bond.
Hey, folks, I got to ask you a question, man. Let's be real. I'm just gonna, let me say this. Before I go back to this jackass here, this Brahmin high-class Indian dude. Here goes the question, guys. If this would have been white guys beating up white guys, would we even be seeing this shit? I'm just asking. No, we wouldn't. We never would have heard of it. It just been some fight that broke out somewhere. No one would give a shit. If this would have been black guys beating up, no, we already know. We already know, right? The only reason why we're hearing about it is because it was a bunch of white guys talking a bunch of shit who got beat up by some black people. And laid hands on some people, then got hands laid on them. Happens all the time, all across the country, all the damn time. People fight all the time. This is actually nothing. Yeah, that woman got a black eye. She's white. She bruises easily. Let's keep it real, Johnson. There are people that didn't make it home last night. In the city that you live in, there are people that did not make it home last night. There are people that were beat to death. There are people that have been shot. Since this thing happened last week, you know how many people have been shot? You understand what I'm saying? So this is what kills me, right? Because I'm all over the social media. I'm all over the internet. It's what I do. I've been doing this constantly, 24/7 as a full-time job for over a decade. Very successful at it because I spot BS and I call it out. Listen, every time there's something that happens to a black person, there's always some bunch of white people in my mentions going, it's only a matter because it happened to the good cop was white. Well, guess what? This, with these Russians, is only being talked about because they are white Russians. If they'd have been black Nigerians, if they'd have been dark-skinned Haitians getting beat up by some black Americans, nothing. You would have heard nothing. If it had been some guys from West Virginia, white guys from West Virginia, beating up some white guys from Kentucky, nothing. You never would have heard of it. Where's that argument? Where's that argument, Candace Owens? Where's that argument, Officer Tatum or Scrotum or whatever your name is? Where's that argument, Hodge twins? Where's that argument? Child, the Cartier family. Where's the argument? Find the lie. Amazing Lucas. Tell him. Anybody, because Amazing Lucas, I think, is a little bit better at keeping it 100. Right? Right? I don't think he's not on the right. He's like independent like myself. So I'm looking for independent voices to say the truth. Meanwhile, we pretty much know the progressive media won't say shit because they don't care about race. They want to run from this as fast as Sha'Carri Richardson. They run like Sha'Carri Richardson away from this shit. Okay? But my point is, these are a bunch of hypocrites, right? These people would not, no one would get, the only reason why this gets news, man, this story has got more news than the 4 people that were shot and killed in whatever city 3 days ago. And nobody even died. No one's even in the hospital. You understand what I'm saying? All because these drunk dummies picked a fight and put hands on people they don't know in a country they're not even from. I covered a story. A black kid went to Greece. He's in a nightclub. He started talking to a white girl. He didn't know she knows this white guy. They beat him and killed him outside. Dead. You probably never heard of the story. I covered it. That story got less coverage in America about a black American citizen, college kid, killed in Greece by a mob over a girl that all he did was talk to. Not in the 20s or the 60s or the 40s or the 50s or the 80s or the 90s or the 2010s. 2020, mofo. These Russians come to our country, use slurs, and then put hands on a black dude. They won't even. And it's been a conversation for 5 days. Why? Because Ramaswamy wants to bring all the bigots to the yard to come out and vote for him. He's trying to bring all the racists out there in Ohio to come out and vote for him and try to overlook the fact he's a part of the groups, one of the groups you don't care for. See, so this is his opportunity. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if Vivek Ramaswamy, him and his people or some of his cohorts or somebody's connected to in the Brahmin Indian caste system didn't pay these Russians to get their asses kicked for some money on the back end somewhere. I wouldn't be surprised because he need all the help he could get to get the good old boys in Ohio to elect his ass. He gonna need all the help he can get. You understand what I'm saying? Because they ain't looking forward to, I remember what Ann Coulter said about Vivek Ramaswamy. So here he is right now hitting every stereotype, every racial dog whistle in the box to try to give himself a shot at getting elected in Ohio.
And this poor woman's face, I mean, she looks like she went to war in Ukraine.
Look, it's really sad, Jesse. It kind of shocks the conscience. I had a chance to speak to Holly, who was the victim who was affected. It's heart-wrenching to see people who look to have just a good time in their city end up facing the risk of assault or battery or getting beaten up.
She went back to Russia, didn't she? Because she's Russian.
To me, it's personal. Cincinnati's the city where I was born and raised.
It's personal that somebody got punched in the eye. Oh, no.
And at the same time, I think it's not an option anymore to just sweep these issues under the rug.
Because you're running for office and you need votes from whites.
Sometimes it's politically incorrect to talk about crime in the cities.
He's just hoping that now that the whites will see him as not being as dark as he is. Unlike Kamala, he's much darker.
No, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it in the open.
I'm sure you will talk about it in the open. It's the only shot you got.
And as you well know, Jesse, one of the things I love to do is to talk to even the people who disagree with me on this.
Yeah, sure you do, Johnson. I disagree with your existence as a candidate, as a political figure. And to think some morons thought you were an interesting candidate.
So on Monday, I'm going back to my hometown of Cincinnati. We're hosting a town hall. I'm co-hosting it.
Where's your parents' hometown at? It ain't Cincinnati, is it?
With the NAACP past president of Cincinnati's chapter and a former vice mayor of the city.
So he's going to go back because he can't totally screw all the blacks off. He's got to go front like he gives a shit.
And the two of us are just going to have an open conversation with whoever wants to show up.
I'll show up and I got a conversation for your ass, buddy. Like, why does this matter? Why is this important? It's a fight. People fight all the time. Nobody even got unalived. What are you talking about?
Because for too long in this country, we have this culture of fear about certain issues.
Oh, look at this guy. Man, this is pathetic. Purely pathetic, horrific. You know what's a major problem in Ohio? It's like most other cities, most other major cities. You know what it is? Fentanyl. Fentanyl. You know, about 60,000 Americans overdose over fentanyl. You know what? It's a big problem in Ohio. Fentanyl overdoses. You know how many times he's talked about it? 0. But he's spending his whole week talking about a fight. An effing fight, Johnson. And everybody in my comment section, and any morons right now that in the comment section, going on and oh my God, oh no, somebody got beat up. And somebody gets beat up every 2 seconds. You know, someone just put their family in a washing machine or a dryer or something. You know, bad things happen. Bad things happen. On the scale of bad things happening, this is low, very low on the scale of bad things happening, Johnson. Right now, there's a flood in New York. Right now, flash flood, people getting stranded. Right now as we talk. There are bad things happening everywhere, okay? All the damn time. Yeah. Babies are being starved in Palestine. Palestinians are being starved to death right now as we talk. As we talk right now, another baby just died from starvation. They're also doing headshots and shut shots on kids, the IDF, right now. Shout out to Christian Smalls. Glad he made it home. You understand what I'm saying? We got this guy milking. He literally is milking the cow of anti-blackness with this damn dumb story. You know what? I hope my commentary triggers more of you. She got punched in the eye. She got lucky. Next time, don't stick your face in to a fight involving men. Won't you just fall back? She's not the only woman I've ever seen get sleeped while someone is fighting, while guys are fighting. You know? You just stay out of that shit. You do. It's a fight. Bad things happen in fights. Where are these people raised at? How many people were raised in Mayberry? You never seen a fight? I saw a guy get kicked in the face with a pair of Super Tims with the steel toe. He had the big woolly lump on his forehead for like a week. Okay? These things happen. As bad as it was, we welcome this over people going home and getting guns. This is people being nice. This is people being nice. This is as nice as it gets in 2025 when somebody will beat your ass. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. Right? Because now they just go get a gun and shoot everybody. You know, this is beautiful. Everybody gets to walk. Some people will walk differently for a little while, but did you get to walk away? He got to walk away. Young Dolph did not get to walk away. There are people that don't get to walk away. They don't get, everybody doesn't know.
Well, Americans are suffering from policymakers not stepping up and addressing this spread of crime. I'm going to put an end to that as the next governor.
It's not going to work if he gets elected. Ohio, you deserve what you get. He's a piece of garbage. He's scum. He's a liar. He's a fast-talking, smooth-acting, phony, empty suit with nothing to say of any importance. He's a panderer to the far right. He's a goofball. Get him out of here. Go home, Brahmin. Peace.
For the state, and the way we're going to do it is, yes, radical idea, talk in the open to each other.
All right, it's a smart idea, strong idea. Good luck. I think.
And I just gave you 6 minutes to say absolutely nothing about nothing. You're Jesse is the right's version of Jake Tapper. With a more punchable face. Nah, both of them are very punchable. Nah, they're equally punchable. Equally punchable faces.
That'll be fruitful. Thanks so much, Vivek. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.
Thank God.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
You promise? All right, guys. What a night, Johnson. What a night. Lord have mercy, Johnson. That's right. Cat Ferguson says, agreed. Ohio, don't do it. Don't do it, Ohio. You will regret it. Vivek is anti-black. It will be sad if he wins. It will be very sad if he wins. Yes. She shouldn't have been in the middle of a dogfight and couldn't take a hit. There it is. That's basic. Very basic. That's how life works. That's how life works. Yep. Stay out of it. Stay out of it. Go get the cops. Go call my ambulance. Go call ambulance. That's what we say. Go call ambulance. Go call ambulance. You only care because it was a white guy getting his ass kicked. There are some black people that only care because the white guy got his ass kicked. They wouldn't care if it was the black guys getting jumped by other black guys. They wouldn't even be talking about it. They're all sensitive now because some black folks got the we need to save the white guy syndrome. If it was the black guys fighting black guys, they wouldn't give a shit. Nah, they'd be fine. They wouldn't say anything. It wouldn't even be a story. It'd be like, damn, what'd they do to get beat up? But since it's white guys, they're like, oh my God, they gotta pick a side. Nah, do what you would normally do. Do what you would normally do. It's pathetic what you're doing, man. It's sad that we got black Americans jumping out the gym to defend some. They wouldn't defend you. If it was the other way around, you think the Russians would be like, oh God, you hear about the poor black guys that got beat up downtown in Johannesburg or wherever the hell they got. I don't even know a town in Russia. I don't even know a Russian town. Think they would give a shit. Oh God, there's some black guys who got beat up down at the thing, and they were getting some sauerkraut and they were with potatoes. And they got sucker punched. And one of the poor black women was punched in the eye socket. Punch her in the mouth. They punched him in the mouth. They wouldn't give a shit. They wouldn't talk about it for 2 seconds. It would be on Russian TV this quick. Overdone. Grand opening, grand closing. They wouldn't even cover it. But not us. Hey, boss. Any way I can help, boss? Anything I can do, boss? Yeah, some people are Sambos without even knowing it, man. They need to examine their thought process. They need to seriously take a beat and think about what they're doing. If this would have, and the same thing for white guys. White guys know damn well if a bunch of white guys got in a fight with another bunch of white guys, or some white guys beat up some white guys who don't live around there, came there and started some shit in their small town. What's the guy that, there's a white guy. Hold on a second. I thank you because you got me going. There was a song that came out. I need your help, chat. There's a song that came out about 4 or 5 months ago. It's a white guy called Small Towns. What was the white guy talking about in the small towns? What was the white guy talking about in the white small towns? I don't remember the lyrics. Anybody remember the lyrics? Hey, what was it? We're talking St. Petersburg. Remember that song? It's called Small Town, right? It was a white dude with a song called Small Town. No. It's new. It's the new song. It's a new joint. No, it's recent. The song was about, damn, anybody know what I'm talking about? Try That in the Small Town. That's it. That's the song name. That's it. Try That in the Small Town. Oxtail Cook. My brother, Oxtail Cook, that's it. That's what I'm looking for. Try That in a Small Town. That's it. Jason Aldean. Let me go to the lyrics, Johnson. Bear with me. We're going to have fun tonight. This is for not only my white guys, it's for black guys who are making a big deal, crying their eyes out over this fight. But I want to defend him. Hey, poor guy. He got beat up. Sucker punch somebody on the sidewalk. Carjack an old lady at a red light. Pull a gun on the owner of a liquor store. You'll think it's cool. Well, act a fool if you like. Cuss out a cop, spit in his face. Stomp on a flag and light it up. Yeah, you think you're tough. Well, try that in a small town. Hey, I wonder if sucker punch could also be slap a black guy in the face who wasn't even talking to you, who wasn't even involved. Yeah, I'm thinking that kind of is the same thing. You know what I'm saying? A sucker punch could be like somebody that you slap in the face who got nothing to do with it. See, what I'm saying is this song reminds me of what the Russians were doing. They were in a town around a bunch of black people. And they slapped one of them in the face. And then they got dealt with. Something, if you're going to do, you need to be moving quick or have something on you. These are basic rules. See how you make it down the road. Try that in a small town. See how you make it down the road. Around here, we take care of our own. You can cross that line. It won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't. Try that in a small town. See, Jason Aldean was singing these lyrics, trying to remind you, anybody that looks like anybody, I guess I would say the blacks, that if you come to a small town, you're going to fit to get dealt with. You come there laying hands on people, you're going to fit to get dealt with. He wasn't talking about one-on-one. He's talking getting stomped out. Yeah, like if you coming out the nightclub drunk with your friends and you start using the N-word, which we all know is fighting words to a lot of black Americans. Not all, but a lot of black Americans are ready to fight behind that. We all kind of know that. We all been in America long enough to know that may result in fights, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah. So you do that. There was an argument between two, and then a black guy, another guy, breaks them apart. And then the drunk Russian guy gets aggressive anyway, forces the issue, and then slaps somebody in the face. And that's when all hell breaks loose. But it sounds to me like Jason Aldean, if he wants to be consistent, he would be singing this song for the group of black guys that beat the hell up out of that Russian guy and his friends. That's what I think. And it's a shame that people are so hypocritical that when it's reversed, all of a sudden, nobody knows how things go down. America's a very violent country. We got more guns than people. I think everybody got off light. Do I think some people might get charged? Some people deserve to get charged? Yeah, I'm not saying they don't deserve to get charged. But dog, Johnson, let's not act like this is, let's stop acting like this is something it's not. It's not a race riot. It's not what Vivek is trying to make it just so he can buddy up to white people to try to get them to vote for him and forget that he's Indian. Nah, let's not do that. That same day, and then maybe 20 minutes later, in another town over, there was a fight. People got beat up, and you didn't hear a thing about it. Why? Because a fight is no big deal. Even if somebody gets the best. Every fight ends up somebody getting the best out of somebody. Every fight. And yeah, it's not good to see somebody get jumped. And I hate people jumping anybody. I always hated that when I was a kid. When I was coming up, I hated that. You know? But I learned back then, in the 90s, that that's how people roll now. Yeah, that's how people do. And look, I'm going to say this last thing. I'm going to say it again. Considering how many guns we got in this country, considering how violent America really gets, and Ohio is an open carry state, if I'm not mistaken. We are very fortunate no one got shot. We're very fortunate no one was, unalived. This is Ohio we're talking about. That's it. That's all I got, man. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section, I guess. Yeah. What's that analogy? What's that analogy, Johnson? Donna said he thought he was in the movie Rocky. Man, I was thinking the same thing. Remember that skit Eddie did? That skit Eddie did when they came out of watching Rocky. Hey, that could really happen. Hey, see that big Muliani? Hey, get my drink. That was funny. That was funny, man. Eddie Murphy had a great skit about the Rocky after the white guy saw Rocky. Hey, that could happen. Anyway, I'm not going to reenact it. I'm going to spare you my comedic talents tonight. Look, everybody. Man, I had a good time tonight. We can agree to disagree. No one was unalived. Everybody's alive. Everybody lives to fight another day or not. Some people need to learn not to use the N-word, and some people need to learn to keep their hands to themselves. Because no amount of 6 months probation. And what are you supposed to get for a fight? It's like these people want to bring back slavery, huh? What are you supposed to get? How much time are you supposed to get for beating someone's ass? Not setting their car on fire. Not pulling out a deadly weapon and shooting people. Like, what's the bond supposed to be? What's that supposed to be? I used to watch the Andy Griffith Show, and the drunk guy, Otis, would be drunk every weekend, and he'd lock himself in the jail cell. He didn't even have a bond. They just let him sober up and go home. Andy, I'm no good, Andy. I'm drunk again. Go ahead, Otis. You know what to do. Otis was just he'd unlock the jail cell, get in there, and put the keys back on the hook, and just sit there and sleep it off. Like, what's supposed to happen after a fight? That's all it was. No one stole the nuclear codes. What? What it is, you're not used to white people getting their butts kicked. That's what it is. They did the same thing after the Montgomery Brawl. They did the same thing on that boat. Same exact thing. I don't see a difference between the two scenarios. But for some reason, some people threw their cape on. Da-da-da-da! They threw their cape on. Da-da-da-da! I'm the black savior. I'm the white savior. Da, 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 da. Here I come, boss. Da, 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 da. How can I be of service, sir? Bunch of Michael Clark Duncan Green Mile mofos. Oh, boss. You okay, boss? Any way I can help you? Da, 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 da. Cape flapping in the wind. Da, 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 da. I'm done, Johnson. That's it. I mean, but I mean well. Look, everybody, do me a favor. Please do me a favor. Last thing, and I'm going to stop. Have a great weekend. Have a great weekend. I'm serious, man. Everybody have a great weekend. Whether we agree or disagree, have a great weekend. Everybody be proud, be happy. Everybody be safe. No using the N-word, white people. Black people, if you can fight straight up, fight them straight up. But if you feel like, if you got to do it, no. Look, how about we get peace of chance? Everybody keep peace of chance and keep our hands in our pockets, and we don't put our hands on anybody. And black people, if you're on this train and there's a white person that's deranged, if you feel he's a threat, don't choke him to death, even though you probably can and it'll be just fine. No one will complain because he's a homeless person off his meds. No one would care. If it was you who did it, right? It would be just, he's trying to save the day. He's a good guy. Now, look, I stand my ground. If Jordan Neely was a white kid and Daniel Penny was a black man with a goatee and an afro, we'd known everything about Jordan Neely. We'd have known his hopes and dreams. They'd have done a think piece about his life, about his dancing career. They'd have talked about what kind of childhood he had. They'd have talked about his mom being killed when he was 12, growing up in the system. They'd have done a puff piece and made everybody, would have humanized him. They'd have treated him like a human being. You need to listen to what I'm saying here. If Jordan Neely would have been a white man who was killed and Daniel Penny would have been a black man, he would have killed a homeless white guy, the newspapers would have done a puff piece on him and made him a person. He wouldn't have been garbage. They would have treated him like a person. These people, if you watch the Tim Black Show, you cannot be this naive. If Daniel Penny would have been a black man, he'd be in jail today. Because they would have humanized Jordan Neely. They would have talked about his mom being cut up and put in a briefcase when he was 12. They would have made him the victim of an abusive system. They would have talked about the life he led. They would have talked about him bouncing back and forth, him going in and out of rehab. They would have talked about him being on the waiting list to get off the streets, this long waiting list in New York. They would have humanized him. But I can tell you one damn thing. If Daniel Penny was a black man, I can tell you one thing he wouldn't have been. He wouldn't have been up in the booth watching the football game with Trump. I can tell you that. Not because he wouldn't have wanted to go, because he never would have been freaking invited. And if you watch the Tim Black Show and you ain't figured that part out yet, you don't understand how America works yet, you ain't quite wrapped around in your head that there's a double standard in America, then I don't know what show you've been watching. I'm ashamed of you. You've been watching this show all this time and you ain't learned nothing. It's like I'm up here yelling and using my voice for nothing. Stop just paying attention when I'm talking about Kamala and Jasmine Crockett and listen.